Oh yeah, another beautiful day here out in Hawaii. Sup fam, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing good. If you're not doing good because there's abuse in your life, maybe you have an abusive relationship with a partner, or you have an abusive relationship with the boss or somebody at work, or you're just getting, and what is abuse? I mean, it could be getting shit on, it could be or just feeling like something is way off. It could be getting, yelling, insults, names. It could be cursing. It could be just a lot of anger. Because you just feel like something's off, right? So in this video, I'm gonna give you some ideas for how you can heal from this, how you can improve your life, how you can get back to having healthy relationships, and then, or if you've never been there, how you might do it, and how you can have a feeling of freedom and just not being all stressed out in your life. So if that sounds interesting to you, then welcome in fam, much love. Trav here, gonna take the dog on a walk. We're gonna take the dog on a walk around the farm and talk about these things. So I'm gonna give you a couple different perspectives, but the first thing to think about is, I'm not saying it's your fault if you're being abused, definitely not, but to a degree, you're allowing it to happen because it might be because you're feeling trapped, or you're feeling weak, or you're feeling like you don't have other options. So the first step is to heal yourself, because if you're in abusive relationships, it could be that you're not really quite fully developed, and therefore you're allowing, because right, it's, again, I'm not blaming you, like, especially if this happens when you're young, but as an adult you can set your boundaries, and if they don't respect your boundaries, you can leave, and you have to be strong to do that. That's why you have to be healed to do it. So you see that when people heal, oftentimes when people heal, they leave abusive relationships. It's not people leave abusive relationships and then heal. First, that happens too, but the first thing you have to do is focus on really healing yourself. So how do you do that? So if you're allowing, or if other people are abusing you and you haven't left or haven't been able to leave, it could be a sign that you're abusing yourself too. So you're tolerant of other people treating you in a certain abusive way because you do the same thing to yourself. So if you are unkind to yourself, if you call yourself names, curse at yourself, yell at yourself, put yourself down, you have to set your boundaries with yourself first. You have to heal yourself first before you're going to be able to really credibly enforce those boundaries with other people, and leave those relationships if necessary. One form of abuse, if you're a sign you're abusing yourself and you're not ready to stop other people from abusing you, is if you're abusing drugs and alcohol, right? If you are hurting yourself, you're not taking care of your parts, you're spending your hard-earned money and your valuable time to make yourself sick, to poison yourself with drugs, alcohol, weed, tobacco, shorten your life, give yourself cancer, whatever it is, then it's hard. It's going to be hard to stop other people if you're not first stopping yourself, right? Because getting out of these relationships is a very difficult thing to do, but it's possible. You just have to be very strong. So you have to be your own advocate, and you have to take care of yourself, and part of that is not abusing drugs, not abusing alcohol. So this is one of the reasons that I preach sobriety so much, and I have a course down below which will help you to be sober. It's not as hard as you think necessarily, but when you're sober, okay, now you have clarity, now you can think, now you can see what's going on. Instead of numbing your feelings, you're really feeling your feelings, And when you're really feeling your feelings and something's not right, you can realize something's not right. You can look around and figure out why that is. And now that you're saying, no, I'm not going to poison myself, I'm not going to hurt myself, I am going to take care of myself, I am going to do good for myself, then you're setting your boundaries with yourself. It's a lot easier to turn out to that world and credibly within yourself say, no, I'm not going to allow you to treat me that way. I don't treat me that way. You can't treat me that way either, right? So it starts from really trying to heal yourself, set boundaries with yourself, to gather the strength to now in your relationships as you've gotten stronger. And for me, this has been a beautiful thing about sobriety. In a lot of my videos I talk about I quit smoking weed. It's been over 2 years I quit smoking alcohol. My relationships have improved a lot. Why is that? Well, my relationship with myself improved a lot because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm legitimately looking out for my own best interests. I've set my boundaries with myself, and it allows me to be more serious about setting boundaries with other people, which means I have more, just higher quality relationships. But it's always works in progress. Now that as you've healed yourself, you have a couple strategies, and I think the first place to start is in setting your boundaries and asking to be treated. It's really not about asking to be treated a certain way, like, because a lot of the time in abuse, I'm sure some of y'all can relate to this, but an abuser will be very kind. They'll do a lot of things for you. They could be very charismatic. But then they do the bad things, whether it's physical violence or intimidation, manipulation, gaslighting, or whatever it is. It's not that they're not doing good things. Oftentimes it's hard. It can be hard to leave because, come on, get it. Because the positive, go for a walk, come on. It can be hard to leave because of the pros and cons, right? So when you set your boundaries, it's not, I want to be treated in a certain way, you got to treat me good. It's like, no, you can't treat me in certain ways. You can't treat me poorly, right? I don't really need anything from you because I have it myself, right? I don't need you to be happy because I'm happy in myself. I don't need you to do anything for me because I can be independent. I take care of myself. But there's a number of things you can't do. There's a number of ways you can't treat me. And this goes into fair fighting, which I have another video either that came out or is coming out soon in relationships. Certain rules to follow that I didn't come up with it. People agree on these things, but yeah, no, there should be no yelling. There should be no cursing. Milani, that's a big ass splinter. Get it, come on, get it. There should be no yelling. Get it, go. There should be no cursing. There should be no interrupting, talking over. There should be no mind reading. Should be mostly, I statements. Like, I feel this way, because it should be, it's like, you don't gotta love me, but you can't hate on me, right? That's the idea with putting your foot down for abuse. Now, that's the first thing you do, and it depends what the other person does. If the abuser is like committed to growth and committed to change, then it's possible you may be able to keep that relationship. If they recognize what they're doing wrong and they want to grow and they want to get better and they want to learn and they want to heal themselves, and they demonstrate they want to heal themselves by seeking therapy, seeking recovery, right? So much of abuse of other people is related to abuse of drugs and alcohol, right? So much, a huge amount of physical violence, physical abuse is associated with drug abuse or alcohol abuse. But if the abuser does not take responsibility, does not seek coaching, therapy, counseling, recovery, is still actively abusing, then these are signs that you should leave the relationship, I mean, as much as you can, or limit it as much as you can. You know, you can't always cut people off entirely if they're, you know, family or friends of friends, or maybe you work with them. You may see them, but you can really limit your interactions. But if they have if they give you no reason to think that they didn't fundamentally change, then there's no reason to think that they're going to treat you any different either. So you draw your line in the sand and see what they do. And again, takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength to say, no, this is not right. Especially with someone who may flip out on you. It takes a lot of strength to leave, because it may mean finding a new partnership, finding a new job, finding a new place to live, right? It takes a lot of strength. So again, like, the key is in gathering strength yourself, right? The key is in healing yourself. It's not your fault you're in the situation you're in, but you're going to need to become a lot stronger. You may need to become a lot stronger to fix things and to get out. And that starts with the way that you treat yourself. It starts with the way not abusing yourself, not abusing drugs, not abusing alcohol. So I got a lot of free videos on it. I also have a course down below, link in the description, of which is going to help you. Come on, Nalani. It's going to help you just, master your habits, clean up your life, start with you, and then you'll be able to fix other things. And I think, come here, as much as possible. Also, important thing is, like, the people who are you have healthy relationships with, lean heavily on those. If you have confidants you can talk to, lean heavily on those, because part of strength is having support. So as much support you have, the easier it's going to be. Like, if you have someone to move in with, or you have someone who's going to offer you a new job, or you have someone who's willing to help you, and in any number of ways, friends, family, whatever it is, and is not going to abuse you, and they're committed to growth, they're committed to change, they're committed to sobriety, really lean heavily on these relationships, because that is what can really speed the growth process, because it's hard to do it alone. It takes incredible strength, which you can do, but it's a little bit easier when you have other people. So, Milani, come on. Oh, she might poop. Let's see if she's gonna poop. Poopy dog. Yeah, so again, if you're in a hard spot, you might not be able to get out of it right away, but start with yourself, and I promise things are gonna get better. And please comment down below if you've got advice as well. If you're an abuse survivor, then please comment what helped you. Please comment come on, let's go. What made it possible and easier for you, so that we can share our little community here. Okay, well, thank you, appreciate you, and look forward to talking to you soon. Peace. Much love.